The agency goes back to the 1800s. It was established at the time of the Civil War, when there was a sense among the Jewish community of Greater Newark that there was poverty within the community. And the agency actually has some very interesting origins. There were a group of men, 14 men to be exact, who were leaders within 3 synagogues within Newark, who went to their wives and said, "We know there's poverty in the community. Can you go out and find poor members of the community that need assistance? We'd like to see if there's ways that we can provide support." So these wives went out in secret, in confidence, and began to identify members of the community that needed help. That level of confidence, that attention to safeguarding the dignity and the privacy of individuals has stayed with the agency over the last 150 years. And today, JFS is a comprehensive agency that provides outpatient mental health counseling as well as related support services for individuals of any age living in Essex, Morris, Sussex, North Union, or Hudson counties. We have 3 district offices, Florham Park, Livingston, and Jersey City. And we provide outpatient counseling, as I said, and supports for individuals throughout the life cycle. The agency was established initially to serve the Jewish community. Its mission has broadened beyond that to serve anyone in need within the community. And so this Got Blue campaign speaks very much to the role of the agency in terms of providing outreach and support for those who may be experiencing depression or may be concerned about finding ways to seek help for themselves or their family members. The challenge that agencies like ours struggle with all the time is figuring out ways to make it easy, accessible, neutral, non-threatening for people to access our services. There is a stigma, a very significant stigma, which prevents individuals or families from reaching out and asking for help. There's a concern that if you call a social service agency, you're all of a sudden putting a label on yourself or your family. You weren't able to do something that you should have been able to do on your own. You need help. And at the end of the day, nobody wants to ask for help. So the Got Blue campaign was meant to try to deal with that stigma, to try to make it as easy as possible. So we sought venues where we know the community goes that are mainstream and normative and healthy, places like the movie theater, the shopping mall, their local newspaper, a street corner where a bus would pass by. And when this message of Got Blue, help is available, is there, it's a message that is universal, that people can relate to. You know, we think that agencies like ours struggle with competent staff or sufficient funding or good hours or the best training or the best resources. And while we do, we need to manage all of those resources. The biggest struggle that we have is simply getting individuals in the community to make the phone call and to ask for help. The Got Blue campaign decided, the collaborative that we put together decided to focus its efforts on depression because it was felt that depression by far is the most universal mental health challenge that our country struggles with on a daily basis. And the mainstream media recognizes that. You cannot pick up a newspaper or a magazine, whether it be Sports Illustrated, People Magazine, or the New York Times, or your local suburban paper, without seeing an article or an ad related to depression. Pharmaceutical companies have really jumped on that bandwagon big time, and their ads are everywhere. The problem is that people don't understand depression, and people struggle with understanding the difference between the common blues, which all individuals encounter, on a whatever basis, to something that's more profound, more ongoing, and something that really could be benefiting treatment and support. And so the campaign focused on depression because it was felt that individuals in the community would really see themselves or their family members within the message of the campaign.